Hello viewers, DatNerdSwag and welcome to another World of Tanks special. It's going to be slightly longer than average, this special. I plan to show you 8 replays instead of 6. Not quite a super special, but nonetheless it's longer than usual. We're starting off with Stiggy this time. He's driving his newest, I believe, Tier 10 vehicle, the M48 Pattern, which is the Tier 10 American medium tank. Although this medium tank plays differently, in my view, to a lot of other medium tanks at Tier 10. This is not very fast. It only has a top speed of 45 kilometers per hour. I believe that is the slowest of the Tier 10 mediums. And so it can't do some things that other Tier 10 mediums can do. But the gun handling is, as you just saw there, very good. He managed to get a snapshot on that RU-251, and again, this time taking the kill. German Bulldog over there. Looks like that shot might have hit. He's come over to the northern end of Windstorm. Seems like the gun depression's good enough to deal with enemy tanks over there. Took a nasty hit from the Grill 15, which took out its ammo rack. But it's fine. Stiggy's got the ammo rack back, so we can start punishing that Centurion Mark 7 over there. He's got a lot of team support over here, which is nice. Although it does kind of leave the town a bit empty. And therefore it's vulnerable to attack. Now then. You see he wants to shoot that Centurion, but now the bat chat's appeared. The grill did pop up, but he's now gone out of render range. There's a T-54. Good shot into him. Now then, side of the E5. That's always nice to shoot at, in my opinion, since it seems to be almost invulnerable from the front. Don't know where that shot went. Didn't take the kill on the E5, clearly. Can't shoot the grill or the Centurion, so I'll move up further and shoot that E5 in the back. Now then, can he get another shot? Perhaps not. Maybe a grill? No, can't see him. Move up. Ooh, got to be careful there, Stiggy. Flipping still is a thing. Now then, of course, as usual with world tanks, you win one side of the map and you lose the other. And so the town was lost. Got a good shot into the side of the Centurion Action 10. I don't know what he was doing there. IS-4. Yep. He's only been firing standard ammunition so far, Stiggy. There's the IS-7. Although it didn't hit Stiggy. Hit the tank behind Stiggy. E100 on enemy team's trying to cap already. There he is. Didn't manage to penetrate. Nope. And there's the IS-7, he's coming over. Decides to ignore Stiggy. So Stiggy puts a good one into his lower political aces. Can he do it again? You can see he was trying to go for the tracks there to avoid the I-7 from ramming him. It didn't work because the gun depression wasn't good enough. This time goes through the tracks and into the side armour, immobilising the IS-7 and doing damage. And puts another one in, and E100 finishes him off. Despite all this, the scores aren't actually that far in Stiggy's team's favour. Centurion Action 10. Can't see him. Oh, there's a T10. Oh, actually we can see the Centurion now. There we go. He's dead. And the T10 should be on his own. And he is. Immobilizes him. The T10 just cannot turn his turret round fast enough. And Stiggy's got him. Now then, 2 grills and an IS-7 left on the enemy team. Grills were last spotted in A9. The IS-7 was spotted in E8. I'm not used to having the minimap that small, you see. When you watch replays of my own minimap, as you may have noticed, is much larger. So where's this IS-7 then? He hasn't been spotted since he was in this area. The Grill's just taken another kill. Watch where you're going, Stiggy. Apologies for the slight frame rate drop there. Oh, and the I-7's been spotted. He's engaging the E100. Now you see, this is the problem with the pattern. It's not fast enough to get across the battlefield to help your allies in who are in need, such as this. And so E100 unfortunately died. However, Stiggy's got the first shot advantage on this IS-7. Yep, and now he's switched to the high explosive anti-tank, because this really matters. There's just a 1-2-1 left on Stiggy's team. He just took out the last of the grills. IS-7 balls up that shot, and so 1 shell goes into the IS-7. Only 1 more left. There we go. And that's the end of the game. Which means Stiggy managed to achieve Ace Tanker, obviously, Bruiser, Fighter, Fighter Effect, and Confederate. 6,576 damage done, 4 kills, 1,313 base experience, 43,144 credits profit, and 2,026 assistance damage. Really good opening replay, as always. And I think it's me next, so let's move on. Right then, it's time for me. I'm driving the Su-152 this time, one of the Tier 7 Soviet tank destroyers, although you've seen me play it many times before, no doubt. 152mm howitzer, of course. Can't really go wrong with me and that huge howitzer, especially when you've got the heat loaded. 250mm of penetration and 700 alpha damage at tier 7, and this is a tier 7 game on highway. Not my favourite map, I will be honest. Going towards the town, there's going to be some heavy tanks to support me. Although I quite often find that I get to a flank before the rest of my team does. I guess I'm quite good at moving. Yeah, I know. And already, a pair of ELCs on the team. Actually, there are 3 of the ELCs. They're not even in a platoon, I don't think. No, they're not. Point is, they've all spotted hundreds of enemy tanks on the other side of the map. So I'm wondering whether we're going to find much on this side, although I have been spotted by something. Back off a bit. I suspect I was spotted from my right hand side, so I'll try to get some of this building between me and whoever spotted me. And, well, there are things that have not been spotted on the other side of the map, particularly the enemy heavies. So I presume that they'll be coming to the town, and now my friendly heavies have arrived. And enemy targets have popped up. There's a KV-85 there. It could have taken the shot on the move, but yeah. These shells are expensive. And, of course, the gun is not very accurate. KV-85, are you going to reverse into my gun? Yes, you are. Thank you very much. Got a high roll as well, so that's nice. Friendly Oni behind me. Unfortunately, the KV-85 that was with us has already bitten the dust. We've still got an ARL-44 as well. Now then. Oh, T-29. Big mistake you missing me, because I didn't miss you. It's also important that he destroyed the wall, because heat cannot fire through walls, just like high explosive. So I wouldn't have been able to shoot him first anyway. T-29. Oh dear. Now I switched to the well, that was high explosive actually that I fired just there, I think. Yes, it was. The first shell on the T-29 was high explosive anti-tank. I keep the high explosive loaded in anticipation of killing a low health KV-85. Seems like instead, however, I'm going to plant one straight into the front of the OI experimental. Now I'm switching to the high explosive anti-tank. That KV-85 has got the wrong gun. The 122 has about 1k less DPM than the 100mm on that tank. So, if you've got the KV-85 and you're mounting the 122mm gun, you're doing it wrong. Even the 85mm gun has significantly better DPM. Oh, YS, where do you think you're going? Well, you're not going anywhere with all of your health, I can tell you that. Puts a shell into me and takes off my track with ramming, so get the tracks back up, high explosive loaded, don't need to aim, and he's dead. Good. I was going to think about retreating back to base to defend, but we've got Chinu Kai and the Dicamax there still on artillery, so I thought, yeah, let's go with the Oni and assault the enemy base instead. It's 6 against 4. Half of their team is artillery. Keeping the high explosive loaded in anticipation of coming up against artillery. I don't know whether you saw, but there was a tree that just fell over there. I don't know what that was. I don't think it was artillery, but it may have been. Now then, oh, I've been spotted, and there's a bishop. Well, I would pull back and shoot him, but just gives him more time to aim and shoot me, and bishops are deadly accurate. And don't do much damage, but they're still accurate. Coming to the left a little bit, so I'm not in exactly the same trajectory for the bishop when he sees me. There he is. I've got a shot. Bullseye. And that's when I get hit by the enemy SU-152, and it's lucky he was firing high explosive. If he was firing another shell type, he probably would have killed me there. Now the driver died, so I had to bring him back, and the gun is destroyed, but I've already used my repair kit, so I've got to deal with a damaged gun, and that is one of the worst things to have on an SU-152. And even a fully aimed shell against that GW Panther didn't hit. So that's a bit of a bummer. The Oni seem to have missed the SU-152, although artillery is getting to work, I think. though it was only a Lefurfer, so it didn't do much damage. And that's when the GW Panther shotguns the Oni. So, okay. I'm now alone over here. The rest of our team is spread all around the map, with the enemy cornered in this southwestern area around the enemy base. I'm not too worried about the Crusader. I mean, he's a good player. Best player on the enemy team by statistics, actually. Although, it's just a Crusader. It's not going to do a great deal to me, and even if it does, it's going to take him more than one shell to do it. So, I'll have time to react. Now, I'm going to come down here and attempt to ambush that Crusader, although he's already taken damage from the Chi-Nu Kai. And he's been taken out by the Lefurfer. However, the Crusader did spot the Dickomax, which allowed enemy GW Panther to take the Dick out. So now we'll have to do without the Dick. It's me and the Chi-Nu Kai with artillery support against the SU-152 with artillery support. Went over the road to get these buildings between me and the SU-152 because I want to kill the GW Panther first. Where is he? Show yourself. There you are. And he didn't know I spotted him, and so I managed to take him out, and the Chi-Nu Kai took out the SU-152. Good. And well, Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Fighter, Fire for Effect, and High Caliber. 3,618 damage done, 5 kills, 1,299 base experience, 22,505 credits profit. I love the SU-152, and despite the fact you fire a lot of, or I fire a lot of heat in that, you can still make a profit because you're doing a lot of damage, and that's what you get credits for. Right, it's time to move on now. I think it's Swag up next. Okay then. Swag is driving the Centurion Mark 1, the Tier 8 British medium tank, on Muravanka. Tier 8 battle, that's completely ideal. Let's see what he can do. I don't know why, but although I am British, most of the British vehicles in model tanks don't interest me. I have the Death Star, which I love. None of the other Tier 10s spark my interest, especially not the Centurion Action 10. And therefore I have no interest in the other Centurions, of which this is one. Wants to go after that IS-2. Couldn't find a shot on the T-69. Although the IS-2 pulled forward, denied Swag a shot. The IS-2 must have proxy spotted him by now. Or maybe not. Not to say that Swag definitely has sixth sense on this, he might not. I guess he doesn't. Aims for the cupola of the IS-2 but didn't manage to hit or pen it. That time aimed for the lower glacis, did go through. Sniped the cupola successfully that time. Can you do it again? Yes, he can. OI behind him. Takes the kill. Okay then. advancing, got hit by artillery. Right. Swag's going to relocate now. There's targets all over the place, although I'm not sure he's actually got line of sight to any of them. That said, however, T-29... Oh no, it's not, it's a T-34. Those two things get me confused so many times. That and the T-30 as well. They look so damn similar from a distance, especially. Missed the TVP there. Although spotted the T-69 perhaps? Yep. T-30-45. No, can't see them. Buildings are in the way. Bit annoying. The sacred bread has appeared. Don't know what that fat man is doing, trying to engage. Oh, he nearly killed the Panther too. Oh, well done to him. I think Spill will agree with me that it's always nice to see a fat man go balls deep and do well. Oh, careful, E25. That was the friendly E25. Put a shot into Swag as he passed by. And Swag manages to bounce on the T-34, unfortunately. Can he make up for it? Takes the track off, so gets the assistance damage that the E-25 is causing to him. There we go. TVP. Hello. Good hit. Bounce the return shot. Of course, the turret on the Centurion is very good from the front. Bounces a lot of shells. Oh, there's a Cromwell. Another cheeky British medium. It's the tier 6. Good shot by the OI. Swag puts one in, and the Cromwell's not feeling too good about himself anymore, I don't think. Although quite what he was doing back there all that time, I don't know. Hello, TVP. Bounces a shot in his side. A low caliber gun. It's possibly an unspotted Firefly. Now then. Oh, there's the TVP. Sorry for holding that all the time. We got him. Good. If you don't like me eating bread while doing these World of Tanks specials, please do tell me. And that T-32 has some troll armour on the front, doesn't it? I don't know where that managed to hit, but it penetrated. So, that's good. Now then, comes back to this location. And the T-32's gone. Okay then. Scores are even. Now then. Need some targets. Oh, hello. Skoda T25. And T-34-85 also appeared. Artillery tried to take out the T-34-85, but it looked like it missed. Of course, bread produces crumbs, which is a bit annoying. Here's the T-32 again. Good penetration. And again. Someone else was also causing damage to him. Perhaps the Tiger 1 on the team. They've got this T-32 surrounded. Although he's now gone out of line of sight for Swag. This Skoda T-25 though, still there. That shot missed. He's been ammo-racked. It's fine. The Firefly is spotted all the way over there. And he's now dead. There's the Cromwell and the T-34-85. Swag's taken the Cromwell. OI takes the T-34-85. Swag spots himself Lorraine 155-50. Who does manage to hit Swag, but didn't manage to kill Swag. So Swag gets another kill. That T-32 is a bit dangerous when Swag's only on 259 health. But he's gone. Okay then. Right. Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Duelist, Fifer Effect and High Caliber. 3,284 damage done, 3 kills, 1,263 base experience. 9,291 credits profit with standard account, 1,142 assistance damage. And a good game for Swag there in the Centurion Mark 1. I think the next replay is from Spill. So, well, let's find out anyway. I lied, didn't I? This is not Spill. This is Dead Man, actually. Yes, he has returned. And he's driving the Comet, which is stepped down from the Centurion Mark 1. This is the Tier 7 British medium tank. We are on, well, minimap. You need to calm down a bit. We're on Mountain Pass, and he is in a platoon with Swag in the T-25AT and Flashy in the SU-122-44. Right. What can we do in this Tier 7 match? Chat's already livening up. Not that you can see that. Flashy is often quite vocal, really. Although mainly it's the platoon chat that's going ham. T-21 spotted down there. Hello. Swag's also interested in him. However, KV-1 spotted over there. Hello. Yeah, when you're shot, you're supposed to move backwards, not forwards. Come on. There we go, we got him. Hello, G21. I think you're in a bit of a bad position there. And he's gone. Allies have already pushed around to the far west. Flashy went round with a couple of other guys. There's an OI here. Dead man switched to the APCR. One shell. Two shells. Three shells, dead. Alrighty then. Oh, Skoda T25 on the hill. You cannot beat the DPM of the Comet Skoda T25, I don't think. I don't tend to know the DPM of either of the vehicles, but I think the Comet's DPM is better than the Skoda's. Please tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. I most likely am, because, well, I'm shit. That KV2 kind of forgot about the Skoda in his flank. Didn't go too well for him, did it? That shot was a bit unfortunate. Skoda, you are living life on the edge. Were living life on the edge. And now there's a VK3601H. Where is he? Found him again. That shot bounced. Can't actually see what he's shooting at. Well, clearly it is hitting him. Shells are so accurate, he's managed to snipe the shells between the hull and turret of the wreck of the KV2 into the VK3601H. The VK couldn't do anything. Well, that was nice. Now then. Hello. IS-2. Rear of the IS-2. Lovely. Oh, and an IS. Yeah, good stuff. He's running low on AP, actually. That was close. Yeah, getting good hits on these ISs. Only 4 AP left. Oh, nice turret to Cupola snipe there. That shell went high. See, British guns just so fast firing and accurate. And now he's down to his APCR and his high explosive. Yep, put one through the front of the turret. That one was at a weird angle. Shell went low. Shell went high. Shell went to the right. Shell went high and to the left. There we go. You can afford to waste a few shells in this. It's got enough of them. It's not like a Death Star. Moves up, closer to the remaining IS. Oh. Ow. Hello, IS-2. Puts a couple of shells in, but the enemy base has already been captured. Right then. Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter Effect, High Caliber, and Top Gun. 3,624 damage done, 6 kills, 1,336 base experience. There's Swag and his T25 AT, 1,759 damage done, 1 kill, 690 base experience. Flashy in the SU-122-44, 967 damage, 2 kills, 525 base experience. 8,824 credits profit with premium account. Of course, APCR shells, a lot of them, were fired there. If he had a standard account, he would have lost nearly the same amount of credits as he actually gained. So it's a good job he had a premium account, I suppose. Especially for Dead Man, he doesn't tend to have a great deal of credits at any given time. Right, well that's half the replays of this 8 replay special done. I would say it's Spill next, but I'm not going to say that because I'm probably wrong again, but maybe not. Who knows? I don't tend to memorise the order of the replays I put them in, that's not important. Let's move on. It's a good job I didn't say that, because I would have been wrong again. We're back to Swag again. There's a lot of Swag in this special. I found out I had a lot more replays from Swag than anyone else. Well, it's not really true. I do have more replays, or just as many replays from Stiggy, but I have a couple of those saved for another video. Anyway, this is Swag driving the STA-1, which is a Japanese Tier 8 medium tank on steps in a Tier 8 match. Don't really know much about the high tier Japanese mediums, the 8, 9 and 10 tier tanks. Personally, I have driven the Tier 4, 5 and 6, Chi-He, Chi-Nu and Chi-To. So many Chis. There's a Chi-Ri at Tier 7, I know enough about that because Spill has shown me what that thing can do. However, this, don't know much about it. Interestingly, he's gone to the heavy tank place on the map. So let's see what you can do here. Oh, T-43. And, of course, the first shell he receives damages his ammo rack. Oh well, no pain, no gain. That's the phrase, isn't it? Swag's got allies. We don't know whether the T-43 has allies yet. He probably does. He does have allies. There's a T-29 coming, and there's a T-25-2 up there. Still, friendly T-43 and LTTB are going balls deep on that T-43, so Swag moves in also, while the rest of the enemies are distracted. And now the enemy T-43 is down, and Swag has taken no damage, so that's good. Also puts a shell into the T-25-2, and now he's dead. Friendly team are blitzing this flank, and they've also blitzed the other flank. That was a good shot on that Ferdinand. Good aim by Swag there, aiming for the cheeks of the Ferdinand where the armour is weaker. That shot went high. Manages to pen the T-29. Probably the cupola the T-29. And just to hit the Ferdinand again. Lower glaciers of the Tiger II was found and taken advantage of, clearly. Come on, show yourself. Effectively missed two cupolas there, he had two to choose from. Well, the shell had two to choose from, and chose neither. Manages to get the cupola of the Tiger II that time, though. And again. You can see the hits on that cupola of the Tiger II. It looks absolutely wrecked. Wouldn't be surprised if the Tiger II didn't have a commander by that stage. Lovely shell into the front of the hull of the T-29. IS, yep. T-29's dead, just the IS left. Cupola shots for days here. Good aiming, Swag. And now the IS is dead. Okay then. .4502A on the enemy team in the middle was taken out. MXM 445, bad move, very, very bad move, and not even fully upgraded. You were not going to stand a chance. Blind kill by Swag. Tiger 1 in the area. Panther 2. Hello. Oh, the shell missed. Killing shots always miss. Got shot by VK3601H with a small gun. Can't see him though. Swag almost has max view range with I presume he's got optics on this tank. Could have some crew skills contributing to that as well. Tiger 1. Swag manages to get around this Tiger. This is the game changer really. There we go. And now the VK3601H has been spotted. Swag takes advantage of that. Pays him back. Only. Swag does more damage to him than he did to Swag. Hello. Looked like he was going to run away for a moment. That certainly wouldn't have worked. Well, that is not kind to take out the gunner of an STA-1. No, no, no. Yeah, he's gone. It's just the Bulldog left against 3. Now then, where is he? This bread is quite useful for, you know, entertaining myself, if you like, when not much is going on in the replay. That's really why I started doing this. decides to go and sit in the cap circle. Force the Bulldog to come to him while the K-85 and the T-29 skirt the flanks. Oh, and the Bulldog has found himself a T-29 and killed it. That's the problem with splitting up. Trying to find a light tank that has far superior mobility than you and has an automatic gun with the potential to do a lot of damage at once. Therefore, not a good idea, really. But, you know, that was the T-29's idea, not Swag's idea. So it's fine, I guess. Swag is not to blame for the T-29's death. Oh, hello, there he is, and he's dead. That was a quick death for the Bulldog, wasn't it? Okay then. Ace Tanker, Hand of God Bruiser, Duelist, Fire Effect, Confederate and High Caliber. 4,508 damage done. 3 kills, 1,351 base experience. That T-34 in the team was doing a lot of thing in chat towards the end, moaning at the other players for not pushing, and he lied about doing 4.5k damage quite badly. 15,538 credits profit, standard account again, so that's good. And well, it must be Spill next. Must be. Can't get it wrong 3 times in a row, can I? I guess we're going to find out. Yay! I didn't get it wrong this time. It is Spill. He's driving the IS-6 Tier 8 Soviet Premium Heavy Tank. And this thing, a few patches ago, when it became HD, got a fair bit of an armour buff. So much so that the difference in effective armour thickness between the upper glacis and the lower glacis is negligible. And IS-6s have a hard time taking out other IS-6s. That's the information that Spill has given me anyway. I do not have the IS-6 and don't particularly have any interest in getting one. ELC there. That shell was never going to hit. Oh, careful, friendly ELC. Oh, Skoda. Hello. Got a low roll on the Skoda, but oh well, doesn't matter. Wouldn't have killed them anyway. ELC. That was Skoda again. Don't know what he was doing. It's following a light tank. I mean, the ELC has a very low profile. It's very difficult to hit. Skoda, not so much. Manages to bounce the shell on the STA-1, fortunately. Bit of a bummer. Oh, Panther 2. That shot went basically to the edge of the aiming circle and hit the outside drive wheel of the Panther 2, and so did no damage. Aims for the other drive wheel this time, and goes through it, takes the track off, does some damage. Good stuff. Does it again. He's also getting assistance damage for all this. There's a Cromwell there. And that shell missed. Yeah, of course this is a 122mm gun. Doesn't exactly have great accuracy, does it? Takes the track of the IS. Come on. There we go. The IS is firing high explosive, doing less than 100 damage per shell, which is not a big deal, because Spill can do nearly 400 with one shell. And Spill also has more health than he does, so that's good. Whoa, T-43. You have met the wrong tank, I think. That Panther 2 is becoming quite annoying now, really. T-43, where are you going? You're not getting out of here alive. It's not quite that simple. Now then, Panther 2. There you are. Time for you to die, I think. Yes, it is. Good stuff. STA-1. Bullseye. Only 3 enemy tanks left. Quite a quick battle this one, I think. Well, clearly. You see the IS-3, he's got APCR loaded, it's out of armor piercing. Yep, goes through, high roll. Tiger P. It's got some strong armor, that Tiger P, on the front, and he's firing at a very long distance. Yeah. There we go. It's finally moving, that up. Okay. That was a bit odd. Still, he's dead, and most of Spill's team isn't, so that's good. Ace Tanker, Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter, Fire for Effect, Steel Wall, and High Caliber. 4,219 damage done, 5 kills, 1,358 base experience, 62,170 credits profit. 1,212 assistance damage, 1,380 damage blocked by the armor. The IS-6 seems to be a lot better than it used to be since the armor buff. Although it still doesn't compel me to buy it, I'm sorry. Don't see the appeal of it really. And, well, I've got the KV-5 already. Anyway, let's move on. There are 2 replays left. I think we go back to Swag again for the 3rd time, and then we round it all off with Stiggy. Let's find out. Okay, for the final time today, Swag is driving the T-54 first prototype, Tier 8 premium Soviet medium tank that you can sort of play a bit like a heavy because it's not that fast. On Sacred Valley, Tier 8 match. And he's going to the heavy tank place. Don't tend to know a great deal about this vehicle, to be honest, and I really do not see the appeal in it. Well, I suppose it must be good for training the crews up in the Soviet mediums, because they all tend to have 4 crew members, I think. I assume this has 4 crew members. Immediately got himself into this position, but with no backup. Okay. Not that the enemies know that. shot goes into the VK3002M. Side of the T32. Tries to aim for a weak spot on the top of the Super Pershing's turret, but didn't work. However, the side of the hull of the Super Pershing, look at that pen on top of the turret by that T-32. Bit of a bullshit shot, really. It's the weak spot that time of the Super Pershing, and this doesn't look too good for Swag, to be honest. Goes for the M1, not the M13, the M6. Easier penetration, really. Getting shot denied, instead goes to the VK3002M. Does manage to get behind into this position, however. Kills the VK3002M. Now then, Super Pershing. You seem quite confident, don't you? Both of them bounce off each other. Go in again. Yeah, expose the side of your tank all you like, Super Pershing. We're going to show you the side of our tank, though. Another good hit. Hits the weak spot on the turret. One more shot is all it's going to take. And it bounces. Now, the T-54 first prototype is not very manoeuvrable, but it's more manoeuvrable than a Super Pershing. Side of the T-32, and he's gone. Good stuff. That VK3002D did well to stay alive there. Right, this is this flank dealt with. There's a T-29 threatening the base, however. Oh, can we see him? We can see him. Lovely. Again? No. Down to his last two on piercing shells now. Just avoids that shell. Enemy Comet also spotted. That shell got donked, but it's fine. T-29 is dead regardless. Now it's down to the APCR. Ramming speed. It's always going to work against a Comet because that is not very heavy and lightly armoured. Well, both more so than the T-54 first prototype anyway. Three enemy vehicles remaining, all on the southern side of the map. Super Pershing, Borsig, Su-152. Where are they? Gotta be around here somewhere. Looks like Panther there got ammo-racked. Poor guy. Oh! Borsig. Missed. And there's the Su-152, and the Super Pershing's been spotted down there. Ooh, careful. Don't know what gun he's got. Oh, he missed. Okay. Borsig. Want to shoot you, Borsig? It bounced? On a Borsig? What? How can you bounce off a Borsig? Come on, shells. That is not how you pen a Borsig. Super Persian is on very low health. Yeah, you are a bit, Swag, you are a bit. Nearly out of ammo. Oh, he's dead. Okay. That's done. So, Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Shellproof, Fire for Effect, High Caliber, and Steel Wall. 4,237 damage done, 3 kills, 1,433 base experience, 43,867 credits profit with the standard count, 2,035 damage blocked by armor. Yeah, this is a bit of a sort of milder version of the Super Pershing in my opinion. It's a medium that is really playable like a heavy, because it's got the armor and hasn't got the speed. Of course, usually armor and speed don't go together, for obvious reasons. Armor is heavy. Anyway, one replay left. It's time to go back to Stiggy now. Right now then, Object 704 time. Not the first time we've seen Stiggy play the Object 704. Probably won't be the last. This thing looks a bit weird from the rear, to be honest, when you're driving it. But anyway, the monster 152mm BL-10. Not a howitzer, but a proper cannon. And a deadly one at that. 750 alpha damage, with God knows how much pen. A lot. And the same gun is available at the ISU 152 at tier 8, but of course being a tier 9 it gets better soft stats on the Object 704. Troll frontal armor unlike the ISU as well. And this thing is very capable. It does also boast... Oh, hang on. No. Missed. That's fine. It was just an A44. It wasn't exactly an important thing to shoot at. Is he going to pop out? Be awesome if he would. Not a great deal of side scraping is going to help you bounce that shell, A44. Good luck repairing your tank after that hit. Anyway, I was going to say, the Object 704 boasts the record for the longest individual grind in the game. What I mean by that is the longest grind for... Wow. That was overkill, Stiggy. That was mean. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If I put it another way, it's probably easier to say. The Object 268 is the most expensive thing to research in the game. That's the tier 10 tank destroyer that leads on from the Object 704. I think it costs over 300,000 experience to research, but that's because you didn't have to research anything on Object 704 to get to it before you research the Object 268. Because this gun should have been researched on the ISU 152 before you get to the 704 anyway. And so you see... that is dirty. And so you see the... what was I going to say? Can't remember now. That shot on the AT-15 disturbed me. That was... oh dear. That was kinda lucky, but hilarious at the same time. Oh dear, you do not want to be sitting there. Holy shit. That is a bad thing to do. Oh dear, what was he thinking? Oh, this gun is just glorious. I know it from the ISU. Oh yes, I know what I was going to say. I have the ISU fully researched, and the Object 704 is researched, but I've never owned the Object 704, yet I can still research the Object 268 now, if I had the gold to convert the experience, that is. And if I wanted the 268, which I don't really. Although this thing looks like a lot of fun, I might buy this before the 268. Absolutely been murdering the enemy team so far. I mean, this matchup though, I don't know what Matchmaker was thinking. The tier 9s on both teams, I mean, the only other tier 9s on Stiggy's team were the Batchat 155-55, which is artillery, and a T-30, which is another 750 alpha damage tank destroyer. And then enemy team get 2 artilleries at tier 9, and that's it. In what way is that balanced, Matchmaker? Surely you should give the T-30 to the opposite team, and give, I don't know, well, I guess one of the teams will have 2 artilleries. And you'll have to try and balance it with the tier 8s or something. Matchmaker always screws up. We all know that. And we all know that Wargaming is working on it. Slowly. Because everything that Wargaming does is done slowly. And the Object 704 turns slowly, but fast enough to deal with that Batchat before he managed to run away. So that was nice. Now then, there are 2 more artilleries to find and kill now. And if they're still here, which they are, then they're doing it wrong. GW Panther, good aiming, and he's dead. Just the 212A left now. I imagine you're quite safe, Stiggy, really. Highly doubt he's going to pen your front. Oh, he did. Me and my big fucking mouth, I tell you. He fired armor piercing and hit and penned. That armor piercing will have a lot of penetration. I don't know how much, I suppose I can ask Spill that. He has the Object 212A. Still, didn't do enough damage to kill Stiggy, so I guess that's good. But, Stiggy, you got lucky. And I got my mouth obliterated, really, there. What do I know? It was a good shot nonetheless by the 212A. We did all he can do, of course. Just a Lerva left. I'm not sure Stiggy's going to get to kill him. Maybe. Batchat 155-55. Suicided somehow as such. Might have pulled the trigger right next to the Lerva and splashed killed himself and didn't kill the Lerva. That's probably what happened. KV5 over there. Lerva. Hello, goodbye. Nice knowing you for 3 seconds. What a game. 2 epic medals there. Ace Tanker, Demolition Expert, Duelist, Fighter Effect, Radley Walters medal for 8 kills. It was actually 9, but 9 doesn't count as anything. Pascucci's medal for 3 artillery kills. High Caliber, Tanker Sniper, Top Gun. 5,367 damage done. 9 kills, 1,272 base experience, 22,106 credits profit. Can always rely on Stiggy to get the good games in. Well, fantastic games in. Not that the rest of us haven't had them, obviously. Stiggy just manages to get them more often, clearly. Well, anyway, that's all I have to show you in this 8 replay. Special. There could have been a different way to say that, but anyway. I hope you enjoyed watching, and as always, viewers, good luck on that battlefield, or with whatever games you're playing, and I will see all of you next time.